People. Que pasa, sapa, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. Now, people, you might be familiar with a #1 rank gangster show called Scarface. Scarface Tony Montana from Cuba. One of his notable lines in that show, it said, Florida/US is like a great big PUSSY just waiting to be FUCKED. And people, do you know why he said that? And people, the said can be applied as it pertains to Jamaica, and I'll explain. Because of Jamaica's geographic location, it is central in the trans-international cocoa or weed market. Because of the corruption in Jamaica, it makes it a very good place to entice, to bribe officials as in immigration, customs, border patrol. Now people, what am I speaking about? Where is this going? There was a big bus on the 22nd of this month, yesterday, at the Ian Fleming International Airport, Boscobel, that is in St. Mary, just down the street from St. Anne. In that bus that was monitored by CTAC, Narcotics Power Division, and Florida Law Enforcement, specifically DEA, Drug Enforcement Agency. They seized or captured over 500 locks, 500.2 kilograms, conversion 101.5 or 2 pounds of cocoa, the white stuff, pure and uncut. Based on information, it is said that this said cocoa was destined for Canada. Not the United States directly, but Canada. It is said that the estimated value of said cocoa is about $25 million. The greenback people, do you know what you can buy with $25 million? It goes a very long way. Estimation, conversion, Jamaican, $3 billion, depending on the foreign exchange rate. Buku cash, either way you want to look on it. Now people, we have to wonder why we see Jamaica, so many cases, so many instances in which them bust people with X amount of cash, X amount of cocoa. It is because our borders are voluntarily porous. That means the people on the ship, the people on border patrol, the people in our customs, them look left for your left a thing or right for them call the power and set you up. In most cases, they are there for the taking. However, people, in this case was monitored. This case was under surveillance. So therefore, this was a big sting coming from CTAC, Narcotics Power Division, and also DEA. If it is one thing that we know about the DEA, them not play, them not in the bribery thing, them take them job seriously. And people, I am not going to say that there is not a couple of officials or bad seed in the bunch. However, not like Jamaica, where most of them are bad seed. Therefore, the exception is the good seed. Now, this cocoa was destined for Canada. And you might say to yourself, but hold on a minute. Me no know Canada for being a big importation port. However, people, remember, geographically, Canada is north of the United States. There are so many borders, points of entry from Canada to America. So therefore, what do you think is happening? And this is based on credible information from people within U.S. organization, the source. They have realized that, listen, the border, the normal border from Mexico to U.S. border right there, so that the border they hot. Sanchez and them hot at the place. So therefore, all sorts of surveillance, people are watch them like a hawk. So therefore, what do? You move the operation. You move the operation up north, where pretty much talk about border, talk about fence for jump over and people. I am not speaking about RAPE. However, the place is about to get FUCKED up. May I talk about America. So now people, what this shows you, with you people that are prehistoric, that still a swallow capsule, still a carry thing in your bag, in the cracker you crack, in your fishy, in your ton, in your punani. Those days are done. These people, meaning the cartel, because based on the information, it is said that this is run by a international organization, people, codename OC, alias, the cartel them. May I talk about Juan Valdez and them with the Coco, Colombia, point blank and period. Now people, here is the thing. Why I say something in a something. They have made no arrests. So hold on a minute. Which part the people them there were carrying the cocoa? Which part the plane there? The plane obviously landed somewhere. Somebody fly the plane. They did not take 1,101.5 pounds per any sorts of drone, any sorts of artificial pilot. Now people, somebody must have flown those planes. Did they hold these people and tell them, say, listen, we let you go if you give it information. We will let you be state evidence. People, I have no information to substantiate that, but me just know, say, the whole heap of cocoa, the 2.5 or so $billion, 25 million worth of US cocoa did not just drop out of the sky. God never just fling it down and bless we with it, because me not get none of the money. Now people, here is the next thing. You and I know that, listen, if them tell you, say, well, you and I know that had it not been for the presence of Drug Enforcement Agency and some of the honest people from CTAC and Mr. Fitzbailey himself being monitored, so therefore, everybody I watch everybody, because them know, say, some of them popo, some of them agency, them have sticky finger. And while this is in Jamaica and not United States, where everything is dot and the T them cross, in a Jamaica, it is loose. In a Jamaica, like me say, it is like a skettle, it is like back road Lena. She just open for business. Anything goes, anything can get taken, anything can get missing. However, people, luckily, we see that this was intercepted. Luckily, this did not get on the street of Jamaica, because people, if these criminals are the way they are naturally, just imagine them under some cocoa, which I think that they're under the influence of some sort of drugs. Anyway, now people, watch the rake. Earlier today, I spoke about an incident in a place called Lagos. Lagos is in Nigeria. They intercepted 1.8 tons of cocoa at some sorts of abandoned looking building, warehouse building. It is said that the value of that in excess of 280 million US dollars. 193 billion Nigerian Lagos dollar. People, don't you see that it is more than coincidental that they made 2 big BUSTS for cocoa back to back. So people, it tells you that the US has some sorts of mold in the cartel. The US have some sorts of intelligence. The US is doing their job. The US is making sure that their borders are safe. And people, since the US have the capacity, the know-how to stop the porousness of their border, maybe they might want to sit down some of these relevant authorities in Jamaica and school them and tell them how to stop the gaping wound, the big old hole that a flood. May I talk about the floodgate about to open and bust open from a couple of decades ago until now. It not stop, point blank and period. So anyways, people, like I say, that is that for right now. As soon as I get some more pertinent information, I'll be sure to divulge ASAP. People, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate straight to the point on the topic, no sorts of gimmicks, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes the video to like-minded, sensible people such as yourself. No sorts of boogie yaga, point blank and period.